to spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hello, this is Julian Breeding at Bellingham Ford with some very exciting news. We have just expanded our service hours to cover all of your service needs. We are now open from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. 6 days a week. That's right, Monday through Saturday for all of your service needs. No appointment necessary for oil change, brakes, or battery replacement. And remember, we have a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty on all of the work performed at Bellingham Ford. To make life easier, visit BellinghamFord.com and use our new online scheduler to book your appointment. We look forward to servicing you soon.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. There's a 47-year-old guy from Oregon. He was depressed a few years ago when his marriage fell apart because his wife had an affair. So he was like, all right, I need to go see somebody about this. Went to his family doctor, a guy named Ronald. He wanted to get both counseling and a prescription for his depression.
Okay.
But after the appointment, he found out who his wife had the affair with, and yup, it was with his doctor, Ronald.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that is...
What are the odds?
Really? So the husband is now suing Ronald for $2.9 million for professional negligence, and...
Oh, I hope he gets it.
He's got to get something.
He'll get something. I don't know if he's going to get $2.9 million.
He's got to get something because that really is, that's a violation, no doubt about it. I mean, you cannot be doing, you're not supposed to have sex with anybody who's your patient anyway.
Professionally a violation, and also a marital violation, as he violated the wife.
Yeah, right. He violated the wife, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, he apparently got prescribed marijuana and CBD. That's what he went for prescription-wise. He was just like, give me some of that weed.
Yeah. Well,
and then the doctor's like, you know what's awesome on weed? Banging your wife.
That's what's really good. Yeah.
No.
Well, something, maybe. I mean, it's a nice consolation prize. If he can get 7 figures for this, it sucks that your wife is your relationship ends. But here's the thing. I mean, she doesn't want to be with you anyway, or she doesn't want to go take care of her behavioral issues. She's got her own therapeutic issues, whatever the case may be. So if you're not going to be with her, hey, having, some cash, that ain't bad. It's a nice, consolation prize.
I'm learning a little bit more about this doctor. So in addition to being able to prescribe him some weed,
yes,
he's also trained to perform acupuncture. He also does osteopathic manipulation.
Okay,
I'm not sure what that is.
He sounds like a new thought, new agey guy.
Sounds like Dr. Pokey.
He sounds a lot like Dr. Pokey.
He's also a biodynamic cranial osteopathologist.
Yeah, he sounds like he's a jack of all of those so-called maybe medicinal things.
And my favorite, he is a certified laughter yoga leader.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. What is laughter yoga?
This is a dude that is in touch with his feminine side, gets unhappy spouses to come over and get treatment, and next thing you know, the treatment involves his pee-pee.
Weird. Dude, I'm looking at laughter yoga and it says, laughing away the stress. What, does he tickle you?
Yeah, with his pee-pee.
Well,
whoa.
Yes.
I mean, that's what he
This
did.
is not really a thing.
It's a type of yoga that's based on the belief that voluntary laughter provides similar physiological and psychological benefits as spontaneous laughter.
All right, I'm starting my own yoga. It's
Done in groups.
Oh, do it, Steve.
Yeah.
I mean, look, when it comes to the new thought community, new age community, you can easily Emperor's New Clothes those folks. That's a fact.
Mine's called farting yoga.
Yeah, do it.
Downward dog until you...
Yeah.
Isn't that just yoga?
That's why I could do it now and get away with it.
But then you are definitely allowed to laugh. Because normally when someone farts in yoga, you just pretend it didn't happen.
So it's laughter and farting yoga.
Exactly. Exactly, man. I mean, do it.
How do I become a trainer?
You just are.
I think you
just
said
did
right there.
Just bend over and fart. All right, thanks for coming to my farting yoga.
There you go.
That'll be $100.
There we go. So
or $90 on Groupon.
Here's the thing, Steve. Though, unless you're willing to have sex with your clients, because that's part of the deal. With these people come to you and they got all sorts of issues.
Well, I don't want to do that.
Well, that's what everybody in that world does.
But mine's a respectable farting yoga studio.
Well, the respectable.
I don't want to go there then.
The farting yoga studio where we won't sleep with your wife.
Oh, that's a good tagline.
Yeah.
Because why would she want to?
Well, there's that. Unless she's into it. I've seen those videos. People are into that.
Toot your stress away.
Yeah.
That could also be a good OnlyFans thing too. Just get a hot girl to just do yoga and fart.
I have a feeling that's already being done.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
If not, why don't we just get videos of women doing yoga, and when they bend over, we just insert fake fart sounds.
There you go.
It's even better. Yeah. That's a really good idea.
That's how we retire, Danny.
Yeah.
This radio thing's not going to pay our retirement.
The two of you.
Well,
great ideas. And by that, I don't mean. And no implementation equals a great retirement.
Well, what if one day, you come on in and you're like, oh, sorry, Danny and Steve are no longer here. They're multimillionaires, and they just didn't feel like waking up in the morning. And people are like, well, why is that? And they're like, well, they figured out a way to insert fake fart sounds on yoga videos.
Yeah.
Listen,
they've made money off of that.
I'm a science fiction fantasy fan. I will believe in flying dragons and flying spaceships, but you want me to believe that preposterous idea?
All right,
I just can't. I'm sorry.
I still can't believe that there's actual laughter yoga, and
Yeah. You don't live Rev's and I life. Rev and I, we know this world.
Is that would you put that up there with essential oils, or is oils above that?
I think of oils would probably be above that.
Here's the thing. I won't say the name of the store, but I've really started losing credibility in this store that some people go to this store because they think it's a legitimate store in order to take care of my body.
Spirit Halloween. They're not real money.
That one is.
Yeah.
But they're putting out ads, and of course, I always see that little asterisk, and so I go, okay, what is this? And they go, if you buy this product, it'll make this part of your life amazing. And usually I go, well, this store is a legitimate store, so I can trust it. Then I read the asterisk, well, the FDA hasn't approved this product I told you about. I'm like, oh, you guys have become this now? Maybe they always were, but I always thought they were better than, hey, it's the crystals and farting yoga store. Come buy our stuff.
Wow.
But see, Steve, you don't live that. Notice Rev usually isn't quiet and complains about stuff, but he's got to be very careful about this subject.
Tread lightly, Rev.
Me, I don't care. My wife's in California. What is she going to do? Move further away? She's going to be in Mexico at that point.
And she's in the middle of her laughter yoga session with Dr. Pokey right now. Where he's tickling her.
Yeah. I mean, it has been 35 years of marriage to the, what are we doing this week, honey? Oh, it's laughter farting yoga. It's perfect. Okay.
So while they're doing the resting frog, I don't know what the names of these things are.
That's what you do in laughing yoga. It's resting frog.
Do you get up behind him and just go tickle and like that? Or what are you doing? Are you playing Mitch Hedberg comedy records to make them laugh? What are we doing to make people laugh during yoga?
Well, this is your baby.
No, I'm a farting guy. This is not
farting yoga.
I'm not about laughing.
I don't. I would imagine you're probably telling jokes.
What?
That's why Kyle Cease. We got to get Kyle Cease involved in this because Kyle Cease is into personal growth and he knows how to tell jokes.
Well, as you're bent over, a funny thing happened to me while I was at the supermarket. I don't understand.
I don't know if I'd use that voice. That voice makes me want to just leave the yoga studio because I feel like you're about to basically do what Ronald did.
Someone says the fart yoga could also be a form of aromatherapy.
Oh, what kind of therapy is that?
Yeah, right.
That'll clear out the room, I guess, and make it COVID safe. I don't know.
I just need one social media influencer to say it worked. Once one person says it works, it's a placebo effect, man.
Well, then you got to get Danny. Danny is almost a social, get your daughter, Lily. Lily's a social influencer, isn't she?
Yeah.
Is she verified on anything?
No.
Then no.
But she's the new wave, She's
DJ, it's going to have to be you, man.
You're
verified on Instagram.
I'm not going to verify anything you're involved with.
Just let me fart in front of you and you say that it worked once.
Talk to Sarah. She runs everything of his. So.
Boom.
Yeah, boom. You're still not going to work at this. You understand that you're going to do this for what? Maybe a couple of videos and then you're done?
If it makes me money, I'll do it forever.
Yeah.
And I could get a studio and then forget about it.
Hey, forget about it. I'll be farting in my own studio. Forget about it.
We could have it be also a / breakfast spot. So you eat a bunch of eggs.
Who wants to have you fart and have breakfast in the same place?
You don't forget beans.
Yeah. What is wrong with you?
And doing it with eggs?
Eggs and beans for breakfast. That's what I have.
It's a Mexican breakfast place.
Vicky, why would you tell me that? Now I don't want to go near you. You're basically an explosion about to happen.
Yeah, I think that's why she said it.
Have you ever smelt me? No.
Well, it's not like I've gone out of my way.
Whoa.
I have been working with you guys for 11 years, and I've never farted loudly in front of you
Exactly.
guys, or where you smelt it.
Well, how are you
Exactly,
able to,
so you're good.
How are you able to have beans and is your body immune?
I guess, or I just hold it in.
Well, that's not good.
Well,
I go to the bathroom and take care of it. Not
are
like
you
Rev
telling me
just
right?
blows ass
Are
anywhere.
you telling me that basically you don't look like you do? You're just floating with bean gas,
Yes.
and actually,
She doesn't walk anywhere. It's
No,
just
I
like,
have you seen the soles of her shoes? They're like brand new. She's been wearing them
okay.
for years.
Okay, that's
So
what's
I'm
going
starting
on.
Senor Fardo's aromatherapy, fart yoga, and Mexican breakfast
Fardos.
shop.
You know, only Danny and Vicky think this is a good idea.
Oh no, I think it's great
Well,
too.
Rev, yeah, because Rev likes to fart, so he finally has a place where he can go.
Think I could get on Kickstarter? Not on Kickstarter, on Shark Tank with this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you definitely could. I mean, Mr. Wonderful's going to love it.
Not Shark Tank, the different one.
Oh, yes. Yes. Pop-Tart tank.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Welcome to Senor Fardo's.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, use that voice because that'll just make it all better. Yeah. And get Dr. Ron because Ron will make sure that the customers are having a good experience.
No, man, we're going to be on the up and up.
You're on the up and up.
Yeah, we're not banging people's wives. in
Oh,
this.
you're just farting in their faces. I'm sure that's it. The
Not
difference.
necessarily in their faces, but you know.
Oh yeah. Well, what if that's the personal one-on-one experience that you charge extra money for?
This isn't like some kink thing, man.
What kink thing? If I walk into a farting room and it's supposed to be good for me, why wouldn't the direct smash in my face be better?
Well, I don't know yet. I haven't seen talked to scientists about this yet.
Oh, you
What-
haven't yet?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Well, that's a shock. I'm surprised you haven't worked this out yet.
What about your brain friend? Can he help me out with this?
Oh, Dr. Dr. John Medina wants to be part of this, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Pass him my email.
I'll get right. Oh, yes, I will.
him what?
Yeah, I'll pass your email right to the trash.
You know, another way to get BJ involved is just to get his wife involved in it because she would probably like it. And
She'll probably invest in it.
And then, all of a sudden, BJ has to be involved.
My wife will invest in anything. Believe me, that's an easy investment. You want her social security number and her PIN? She'll give you that to you too.
And dude, I can only imagine like the T-shirts alone will make us money. Like
Well,
the
they gotta-
Senor Fardo's T-shirt logo, like a
they
bent over
gonna-
woman with a little like puff of smoke.
Yeah, I want to buy one right
Are they
now.
going to be brown T-shirts?
You know what? Sure.
I mean, feels like that should be the color. Or some form of tan. I mean, they should all be brown shaded, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's all of a sudden that's the bad idea. Okay, that's the part of the brainstorming session we're backing out on.
We'll hit up with Lofa Tatupu. You know, he's got his stuff.
Lofa.
He's got his product over at Bartell's, so he's got an in, so we could sell Senor Fardo shirts at Bartell's.
Yeah, because why would Lofa want this? Is it Zone In? I think is his product
Yes.
is called. Why would he want to have the shelf space all to himself when he can have Senior Fardos involved?
Well, you know, it's going to be the start of an amazing partnership.
All right, let's get on with Lofa.
We've talked to him
Tatupu.
once. I'm sure he's in.
Let's get Big Walt. He's the best to ever do it.
Yes.
Sure, he wants in.
He could be a celebrity yoga instructor.
Oh,
Best
perfect.
to ever toot it.
Yeah.
Rev's right there. He's part of our marketing
Best to
team.
ever toot it. I'm sure that's exactly the new alteration that Big Walt wants on his merchandise.
Yeah, why not?
Someone said, Steve, hurry up. This is $1 million idea.
Yeah, sure it is.
I mean, someone said, didn't some chick make $1 million dressed like a dog or something like that? Steve's idea is very valid.
Here's the problem. Women can do weird things that guys will pay for because guys are just horny for any woman doing anything.
So I'll hit up what's that girl on Instagram that farts?
Farty McGee.
I don't remember, but there's
I don't wanna look that
I know
up
who you're
on
talking
Google.
about. She's the one that farted out the gender of her kid with
Yes.
blue smoke or pink smoke. I know who you're
She'll
talking
be
about.
our spokesperson.
You're. I'm sorry, Steve. I don't think your backside looks as good as hers.
Well, she's got 521,000 followers.
Again,
The queen
look
of
at
fart.
her.
She's Fartini.
Yes, look at Fartini
Oh, nice.
and look at you. Now, if Fartini were part of a fart and yoga studio, I got news for you. It would be a hit because, again, it's her.
Found her
looking like herself.
spokesperson.
Yeah. She has to run it. You can't even be involved, Steve. Like, we can't even see you. What is she doing
She's
right
just
now?
doing it right into a microphone while she's doing karaoke.
Yeah, I mean, look at, and she's a
And then she puts the microphone to her face.
Well,
That is a classic blunder.
how is that a classic blunder when you're
Pink eye.
paying?
Pink eye.
Yeah,
Pink eye.
Oh, really?
look at all of us. We're all pink eyes experts.
I didn't know you could do that. I guess I've never done that. You all pretty much know about it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, then,
I don't know if it's
what
true
about
or
all
not.
the pink eye we're going to get in your fart studio?
That, you have to, we'll sell goggles.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Have we figured out how to explain deja vu? How do chameleons do that thing they do? Do you really need to wash your blue jeans? Yeah, you do, but how often? Hey, my name's Mike Simpson. I've got a podcast about curiosities. It's called I've Got Questions. We go through my list of random stuff and yours. Please participate. Send me your questions. I'll find someone to answer them. We've talked about our true crime obsession, how grocery stores are tricking us, super secret flight attendant stuff. I've Got Questions. New episodes Thursdays on Odyssey or wherever you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Allison Brie, of course, Steve, you know her.
I do.
From Glow.
Oh, yeah. She was great in Glow. I'm the worst at celebrity names and what shows they're in. Especially.
I do?
Yeah. I do?
Yeah, you do. Was she on
Community?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The best show ever and the best girl ever.
Yeah,
Sorry,
she was also on. She was also Billy Campbell's wife in Mad Men. Allison's had a lot of great roles. She was on Ellen yesterday, and recall the first time she met Ellen. She was showing some D pics she'd received on her phone to her trainer when Ellen walked by and asked, and Allison shared the pictures with Ellen too.
I had been receiving some sort of prank texts that morning. And, I've known our trainer Jason for a while, so I share things with him. I came bursting in like, everybody, you gotta see what I've been receiving on my phone. And as I go to show him, there you are, just passing by. And you were like, what's going on? And I whipped around. I think before I realized it was you, I was like, look at this. And it was, a photo of a man's nether regions.
Right.
Nobody I knew, a stranger.
Right.
And I really put it in your face, and I apologize.
Right.
Ellen, look at this.
And Ellen is just, I don't know what it is. Now that I've noticed Ellen, it's just like every story that anyone tells her seems to be an annoyance. Yeah.
You think she's just pissed off? Great story. I care about dongs. You do realize I'm not into dongs.
She answers everything that, it's just like when someone's telling a story. Yeah, right. Well, is the show over yet? I mean, maybe because I've just noticed that people have said she's kind of like a meanie backstage or whatever. I'm now just listening to Ellen like, are you happy ever?
I would love to get inside of her head then while all this is going on, like to understand what she's thinking. But it's funny, like she brings it up because I was recently with a person I know, her podcast she does. She was talking to a female wrestler, and they said that they bonded at first because of the annoying random guys sending them dong pics. And I realized that that's probably something that a lot of women bond over, is that they get guys sliding into their DMs and just sending them dong pics without even seeing if it's okay to send them the dong pic. And one thing they brought up, and I don't know, Vicky, you could probably attest to this because I don't experience this problem on Twitter.
Oh, you don't get dong pics?
Well, I do, but
okay.
I don't experience this part of the problem. Is that I guess Twitter now will blur out an image if you get a direct message and say, we don't know what is on this image. Do you want to click to look at it? I think it's a way of them being able to give you an out from having to look at some random guy DMing you a picture because you don't know. But they said that's a problem too because now you're curious what's behind the blur.
Right. Yeah.
And you're like, is it a dong? And it's like, no, it's just a picture of a guy's he cooked a turkey.
Right. Well, Instagram does that too.
Oh, okay.
It's specifically where if somebody sends me something that I'm not friends with or I've never connected with, they'll say, hey, we don't know what this is. And most of the time it's fine, but sometimes I don't get it blurred out when it's the dong pic.
What a weird game of Russian roulette.
It really is.
I'm just I'm going to click on it.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to see a dong, but
especially
I want to know if it is or not.
Especially 50% of the time it isn't. And it could be something you really do care about seeing, but I guess they know that, this person's never contacted you. So there is that.
See, and that would be my problem too, is I'm going to want to click on that as well. Like there's just that certain level of curiosity. Like my wife, it blows me away with her was that she doesn't have Facebook Messenger on her phone, but she'll get like the alert saying, hey, you got a message from somebody, and they do it, and it'll show like the first line of the thing. And she's like, oh, our friend sent me a message. She said she was going to text you as well. What did the message say? I'm like, well, why don't you just click on the message? The message said I haven't gotten a text yet. She's like, oh, I don't want to download it. I don't want to go on Facebook Messenger. I don't want to deal with that. And I'm like, but now I'd have like this weird like resolution I need to have.
What's going on?
Right. And she's just like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I'll get to it when I get to it.
But she's living her best life.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's great
but I send you a dong pic, babe.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Now I want to just, get like all sorts of phallic objects, since I know they're going to blur them out and make it look like that's what it is. And then
it's just like a hot dog?
Hot dog, a zucchini, a blender.
Yeah, got to go with a blender.
Well, like a magic bullet blender.
Oh, okay.
One of those things.
Like maybe go with the eggplant, but I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, or a Vitamix. You don't know what it is.
A large chocolate bar.
Yeah. I mean, I want to look substantial, so if I put a Vitamix, in a compromising position, and it gets blurred out, people are going to go like, oh, that guy, I had no idea. All right, well, we'll give it a try. That's a great way to meet Ellen, though. I was just showing, hey, how are you? Oh, hey, I probably shouldn't have just randomly just showed anybody a D pic. I probably should have asked if you wanted to see it first.
Well, I still remember the time that Lisa Lampanelli showed us
yes.
the direct message that she received from a notable figure.
Yes.
Sending her I believe it was a solicited video, though. Like they knew each other. But she's like, do you guys want to see this? And I it's the same thing. Like, yeah, I probably should say no, but there was like that weird part. He's like, yes, I do, and I will never forget what I saw.
Yeah, it was a lotioning moment, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, yes. Somebody was. I think they were making sure that the totem pole was easy to climb.
And a rather imposing figure. Like he's a guy that was a big dude.
Yeah, and he was a big dude.
And not just with his muscle.
No, not at all. And I'm like, look at Lisa Lampanelli. I mean, this is somebody she knew, and like you said, it was solicited, and she was just stunned. Almost like, I remember like, there's no way that's going to get anywhere near me, but it's very impressive.
But that was like a bonding moment I felt like we had with her.
Very true.
Like, that was that moment where she's like, she trusted us enough to, and also, even if she didn't trust us, like when you make eye contact with this guy doing what he was doing, I would never share who it was. Or even think to share that video because it's so imposing. Like he asserts that he's the alpha male.
Yes.
In that video, to the point where like you would never think of crossing this guy.
I would not want to be. He could beat me up with just that one part of his body.
He could beat you with one hand while doing that. Still.
Yeah, I do not. I don't need to be pistol whipped by what that guy's bringing around. That just wouldn't. Yeah.
But imagine that, like, that's how you first meet somebody. Like, Vicky, is that like something like you and like your girlfriends? Like, is that? And I know you've talked about that before, where you share them. But is it that like freely, like, hey, look at this, no big deal?
Yeah, usually depending on the friends, I have a few friends that are a little bit more modest. I will ask beforehand, and if they're not feeling it, I won't.
How do you feel about dong pictures? Is that what you say?
I just got a dong pic. You want to see it? But there's people like Sarah. I'm like, Sarah, look at this. Like, I don't even bother.
And Sarah is raving. She's just, she's actually putting a big thumbs up. That's great.
My favorite people to share when I do get the unsolicited dong pics is you guys, because we end up doing something stupid. Like, my favorite one is still this guy who was clearly at work. He had his construction shirt on.
The best.
And he just, he was ready and everything. I'm like, but you're outside at work, and sends me a picture, holding it. And so Steve then sticks his hand down his pants and proceeds to mimic it with his hands and fingers, and I sent him that back. And I'm like, we will just.
And they've been dating ever since.
Right.
Oh, how about that?
Secretly.
Lovely.
Well, him and I are best friends now.
Yeah, that's perfect. Well, he liked what you had going on. He was like, forget Vicky.
It was my favorite
Steve
picture.
guy?
I wish I could find it.
I would love. I know this will never happen, but imagine like I was somewhere and I run into that guy and it's like, dude, you remember that time I sent Vicky a dong pic and you sent me that? That was cool. Like I would love for that to happen.
That was cool.
That would be cool.
That would be the most ridiculous way of meeting somebody.
That's such
you're the guy with the dong. No way.
It's so bizarre what we do now as a culture. And I get how guys think. If a woman sent you a random naked picture, no matter who it was, you would not be upset. But we don't understand that it's like that's not how women think. Women don't want your random dong pictures.
Well, but also in the game of attractiveness, I think a woman's body trumps what we're at for attractiveness.
Oh, so you think even if a woman sent if a woman sent another woman a picture of themselves, that wouldn't be so bad as a woman getting a dong pic?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
It would be far less, not threatening, maybe kind of threatening, but like also just far less creepy.
Yeah, less aggressive. There's something about
that's the word.
Really,
the stuff that males got going on. It just looks very aggressive.
It's like an exclamation point. Like the dong is like the ultimate exclamation point.
But if someone you don't know sends you a naked picture of their stuff and it's a woman, you're saying that most women wouldn't be upset at that? I didn't know that.
No, I get
I think less bothered.
Yeah, less bothered.
Still bothered.
Well, it must just be because, men have been not too cool to women over the years, and I think that might be a reason. It has to be, right? Because women don't have a history of being mean to other women in a sexual way like that. The toxic masculinity, if you will, isn't there for women to women.
Sorry, I'm very distracted right now
What's that?
because I'm trying to find the dong pic.
Stop it.
My bad.
But
okay.
I remember why I don't read my messages on Facebook because one guy just wrote to me, "Vicky, will you slap me?"
$50.
Yeah,
$50.
No, Vicky, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Vicky. What I meant was, Vicky, will you slap Danny? I totally I wrote that wrong. My bad.
Tell him to say, hey, send me a video of you slapping yourself before I even consider it.
Oh, do not.
If you're slappable. No, that's not going to get weird.
You might slap the thing.
Oh, yeah. That's opening up the floodgates.
Don't even do that.
Or the dong gates.
I'm learning a lot today, though. So I didn't know.
We have to pretty up our dong, put some makeup, a wig on it, and then
a top hat.
Then we can send it?
A top hat and a monocle.
Oh, of course.
Guy liner, too.
Totally, yes. Mr. Peanut.
I will accept those pictures.
Mr. Peanut.
It's totally Mr. Peanut if you dress him up that way.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you gotta. All right.
We need to start this.
Oh, do we?
No.
Okay,
actually,
good.
I instantly regret that.
BJ thought it'd be a great idea to dress up his dong as Mr. Peanut and send it to people.
Well, as long as we're not sending them to our competitors, we're fine.
Oh, okay. Just what about people in our own company? Does that work?
Yes, that's totally fine.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. I'm sure that doesn't violate any particular videos I watched recently.
I mean, most Sundays I'm doing that to Ted all the time. Texting him pictures of Mr. Peanut. Ted, look at this.
Yeah, that's special joy for Ted.
Mm-hmm. He never responds. I don't know why.
Here's a lovely semi-related story. A bodybuilder from Kazakhstan. Is that where?
Borat.
That's
land.
where Borat's supposed to be from. Okay.
Yes.
So this is a real dude from Kazakhstan. Married his beloved sex doll, who he dated for 8 months before proposing a year ago.
Wasn't Kazakhstan mad at Borat at first for making their country look bad?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I think this guy has decided to take the heat off of Borat. Mm-hmm. This dude, he's in a photo. He's wearing a tux, planning a kiss on Margot, the sex doll.
Oh, my gosh.
And, there she is. Wow, actually, that's a pretty good outfit that he has on her.
There's Yuri, and then there's Margot. It's a nice summer dress.
Margot looks a lot better than I expected. She's a high-quality sex doll.
And Yuri looks a lot better than I expected for a guy who's marrying a sex doll.
Yeah.
I mean, not to typecast, but I was assuming something different.
Yeah, he is a bodybuilder, so I figured, all right, he must be at least in good shape. But yeah, if you see this guy, you're right. You'd think this guy could probably get a date.
I do love that he has a photo shoot of him and her just hanging out by the river.
But I have to tell you, Steve, if I didn't know that was a sex doll, looking at the side of my, like just glancing at that picture,
right?
She doesn't have the normal, really fake blow-up look to her. It looked like she's a real live doll.
Yeah, these are like those ones that seem more like...
okay.
That seem more realistic.
Exactly.
So, if I was at the top of a cliff looking down at this guy and his girl, I'd be like, oh, that's sweet. They're taking pictures, not realizing that it's a sex doll.
And you'd be like, man, she's amazing. That water's all over her and she's not moving. She's like a runway model. She's so professional.
I'd be shivering and she's not even at all.
Yeah, he's got a picture of her in a revealing white gown as she clutches a bouquet of flowers. He's given her a kiss. Apparently, they shared a romantic first date in front of dozens of guests who attended the traditional ceremony, which was shared on Instagram. So there were a bunch of other people just like, okay, dude, we're doing this with you.
I kind of want to talk to those dozens of guests because I'd imagine that 90% of them are just going there just because they just can't miss this opportunity to witness this. You know what I mean?
It's just a spectacle. You're there to see the spectacle.
If somebody that I knew said, hey, I just proposed to my girl, she happens to be a sex doll. She's not real.
Yeah.
Would you still want to come to the wedding? I'm like, yeah, I'm canceling all of my plans.
I'm going to be there.
Right?
Absolutely.
Now, here's the thing. This is,
send me your registry. I'll buy plenty of stuff for this, too.
And this, of course, another casualty of 2020 because they plan to get married in March before the coronavirus pandemic hit. But she's immune to the virus, right? She's never going to get sick.
Well, she's not immune to feelings because I'm reading this article, BJ.
Yeah.
And the guy said that he recently sent her to a clinic for plastic surgeons to make his synthetic girlfriend even prettier after he claimed her media appearances were making her feel insecure.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he said when I presented a photo of her to the world, there was a lot of criticism, and she began to develop a complex. So we decided to have plastic surgery.
I mean, isn't all surgery on her plastic?
That's a good point.
True.
This is there any chance at all this is a joke or he's just trying to get clicks or media attention? Can he really be serious about
He
this?
found her a job.
Oh, yeah? What's her job?
Waitressing at a local bar.
Huh?
Does he have to help her?
If that is my waitress, I'm going to be so pissed.
Oh, if her and him are my waitress?
Come on, that's a pretty good deal.
I'm tipping big.
Yeah.
Like...
Okay.
Are
we morons? I feel like I'm a moron.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being pranked now.
Yeah, I really
Every
do.
morning I feel like I'm a moron.
Well, yeah.
I mean, come on. Plastic surgery. She gets a job. I mean, really? Where's it's in Kazakhstan. I mean, I don't know. This does not make Kazakhstan look good. It makes it look just as bad as Borat makes you think that it might be.
Waitress, no, but if maybe Scarecrow, I'd be like, okay.
Well, her job is just to stand outside?
Yes.
Are they paying well for that? I mean, maybe she could be one of those sign twirlers.
Oh, that'd be great. I've seen some of those with mannequin hands.
There was one going down to my old house that was a very attractive blonde.
Okay, so yeah, why not? Or a greeter. I suppose she could be a greeter at the restaurant. But they don't really help.
The hostess?
Yeah, she's the hostess. What is she really doing? I mean, because they don't
dealt with hostesses that have been less friendly.
Exactly, and less helpful.
Yes.
Yeah, so why not her?
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.